Here's a fun little experiment, inspired by the excellent Source of Uncertainty podcast's interview with Barry Schrader. He described how they in the 70s used a tape with several pre-recorded sine tones mixed together to a single track. They then separated them again using a custom-designed steep multiband filter in order to use the extracted individual sines as control signals for a Buchla 200 system. I decided to try this out using my 296R as the filter, with a few instances of the FM synth operator in Ableton Live as the sine sources. So, here's what's going on in Ableton. I've made a very simple patch in operator, just a single sine, and copied it to my 5 control tracks. Each track has a clip with a single sustained note, and the clips are of varying lengths just to make things a bit more interesting. Each track's note is different, and this is of course what makes it all work. I've then drawn different volume automation curves for each clip. I've also added a utility for each. This allows me to either boost or attenuate the level, unaffected by the automation. The trigger clip is a bit different though. It plays short notes instead of a sustained one, and I've used the amplitude envelope generator in operator in order to further shape the signal to look more like a Buchla trigger. The clips are then all routed to the same mono output. Here's what the Buchla patch looks like. The output from the clips are fed into the 296R's all input. I then extract the individual sine tones as control voltages via its envelope follower outputs. One goes to the 259's symmetry input, one to its timbre input, and one to its mod oscillator's mod index. Then there's a voltage that I split and invert with the help of a 257. That controls the panning of the 259 and 258. The final output from the 296 goes into a 281, that in its turn advances a 245 sequential voltage source. I had to use a 281 in between because the 245 is a bit picky about incoming pulses. The 245 controls the pitch of both the 259 and the 258. They play back the same sequence, but I've created a sort of a canon effect by using the 244's shift register. Well, enough talking, now let's see how it all sounds. Well, there you have it. It all works surprisingly well. The bands aren't completely isolated from each other, particularly not if you happen to overdrive a track, since you then introduce overtones. But this was just a quick setup, and you can surely get better results with a bit more care. Anyway, thank you for watching.